Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Because without you guys, this just doesn't work. Joseph Lopez is the first one in here, followed by Boomer Sooner, Brian Cruz, Philadelphia Eagles all the way. Man, why is it that Eagle fans are here before Dallas Cowboy ones? I'm trying to understand that. Is it just that your Eagle stations just don't do it for you, that you guys want to show me so much love? I got Derek Young, I got Trey Craig, Tyrone the One, Brendan, Tony, Mike, Wizzy Wonka, Kyle Willis, Joseph Lopez. But you know what? I got to tell you, okay, this is going to sound like I'm a hater. I understand that. This is going to sound like I'm hating, but I'm not trying to hate on you guys. But if I were you Eagle fans, I'd be a little bit worried because sometimes you can change too much. And right now, you guys are having a massive turnover, you know? You've got guys that are coming and going and all that, and it takes time for people to get used to your system. You understand what I'm saying here? When you have so much that's going on, it's hard to get everybody on the same page. It takes time to get together. You guys had the dream team that literally became a nightmare. Now, it worked out last year for you guys. You brought in a lot of guys and everything else. But I got to tell you, I'm not sure that it's going to work this time, especially with Marty B. Michael Bennett. Marty B, for all you guys, he's on my mind too because he has retired. He is done. He's hanging him up, at least for the moment. So Martellus Bennett, Martellus Bennett has retired. However, his brother has a felony warrant out for him from the Super Bowl before in Houston when he wanted to get on the field without having a pass. Now, I'm going to tell you, one thing you can't do is get on the field if you do not have a pass. I don't care who you are. If you do not have credentials, or unless you're being escorted by somebody, you're not getting on the field. So he basically said, I'm going on the field to see my brother. And I can understand that, but you don't push the woman who's 66 years old in a wheelchair out the way and tell the police, F you, in Houston. So I'm sure that it'll end up being a slap on the wrist or nothing big, but the optics are bad, especially when last week you were talking about putting everybody on notice. You know, Dak Prescott on notice, Eli Manning, Alex Smith on notice. Well, apparently the Houston PD put you on notice. But we'll get back to that kind of stuff because, you know what, I don't even know why I'm talking about Eagles. I know why, because we got so many damn Eagle trolls that are in here always bugging the crap out of me.
They went about their quarterback.
Yeah, well, again, Michael Anthony Fitness over here trying to instigate some stuff. We're not talking about the Eagles. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys that have finally done something. Now, I made a point this morning because everybody was talking about Kmart bottom basement blue light special shopping with Deonte Thomas. And what I told you guys is understand this. You could point to, you could actually point to a lot of problems with our season last year. One of them might be that Joe Boo needs a refill. But one of the biggest problems our team had was when we lost a player or two. When you lost a Tyron Smith, you had a Chaz Green filling in, if you want to call it filling in, who was a major drop-off.
Was that his
When you lost Sean Lee, you didn't have somebody there to replace him. You relied on a guy with 1 foot as your best linebacker who played all the games. When we wiped the board with all our cornerbacks, we had our rookies with pulled hamstrings and not have people who were ready to take up the slack. Make no mistake, you need playmakers, but you also need guys that are there that are able to do the dirty work and to fill in. And that's when you get a guy like Deonte Thomas who can play, who can fill in, who can do special teams. And everybody's like, "Oh man, we're gonna suck. It's already over." And I'm like,
The season hasn't even started.
"It's March. It's not even spring." Oh no, it's been spring 2 days ago. Okay, it's been snow on the ground up here, so it doesn't feel like spring. But you understand what I'm saying? How can you literally feel defeated and it's only March? Come on, man. Even the Cleveland Browns have hope.
They might actually be driving the quarterback.
Calvin White says Eagle video makers suck. Okay, stop drinking. Actually, I haven't drank a thing actually all day, but you know, I tell you, I can pour me one.
Cleveland Browns might actually get a quarterback.
Well, Boomer Sooner, yeah, Herns did have some injuries, but you know, sometimes you go through them. I mean, Lord knows, Des Bryant's got some injuries too, but we're holding on to him, right?
As of right now.
So
As of right now.
here's the thing now. The Cowboys' focus thus far has been wide receivers and bringing in offensive tackles. They have completely. We may do some call-ins a little bit later, Connecticut Cowboys fan. We've been focusing in on the offense, and one of the offensive linemen has actually already re-signed back with the Patriots. We don't know about the other one, but the Cowboys clearly are trying to fix their holes. Now the question is, we all knew Bryce Butler, and I've done a few videos about this and stuff. We had a debate between me and Foots. I hope you guys check that out, about the Cowboys, because right now we got 7 wide receivers. We got too many wide receivers right now. So that kind of makes a couple of guys expendable. Some people, including Bleacher Report, did a story that said that Des Bryant is about to be cut. And I'm like, no, not with these guys.
It won't be a tackle.
Herns, I'd like as a number 2. I feel like that's an upgrade to what we're doing right now. Now, you've got Terrence Williams, who we just re-signed again last year. Unfortunately, unless you trade him... Oh, Jobu's got his drink right here. Don't worry, Kyle. Terrence Williams, if you end up cutting him, you don't get $1 back. He'll cost you $4.75 million, almost $5 million. So you either trade him or you keep him. There's no way around it. You're not getting anything. I mentioned before at the end of the year about Cole Beasley, because Cole Beasley's contract, you could actually cut him and save $3.2 million. Or you might be able to trade him to somebody else and get that savings, as well as get maybe a draft pick. And that's the thing that we don't seem to do. You see what the New York Giants did. They took JPP. Wizzy Wonka, thank you for the super chat. Let me enter you actually in the drawing. Anybody who does the super chat gets entered into our drawings. For I forgot what we're drawing tonight. Man, I'm so unprepared. We do a drawing every night for anybody who does super chats or donations. We're trying to raise plenty of funds for our draft trip. Guys, we're only a month away from the draft. Me, Foots, my man Michael Anthony Fitness, DMV Blue, my man John, all of these, and Irwin, we're all going down, and we are driving to the draft, and we're going to be live streaming 24 hours driving there to the draft. We're going to be there at AT&T Stadium broadcasting live. We're going to have a 14-foot projection screen TV to go with the Jobu chicken wings, to go with Mojo Punch and pulled pork, and it's going to have all kinds of guys that are going to show up there. Donna Tex is going to be there. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to have a ball. So anybody who contributes to it, we want to thank you guys by donating some stuff. There's actually an autograph signing that's coming up here in D.C. where the Cowboys are taking over. Cole Beasley will be there.
Might be a life.
Dak will be there. Emmett will be there. Michael Irvin will be there. Bill Bates. So I'm going to be working on getting a bunch of more autograph stuff, so that way we can use that for more drawings for you guys, so you can get some of the merchandise. But anyway, back to the New York Giants. They traded JPP because the thing about it is this: you hold on to a guy like Des Bryant, and you know everybody wants to see him retire here and things like that. Okay, that's great and all that, but they realize, Kathy, yes, thank you, that we're better off trading him, getting something back in return because he's a high salary. We're starting the team over. We need draft picks. We are trying to get young. So we can reset the clock. We can get a draft pick. We can free up some cash, and we're in better position. That's using your players because, in essence, your players are a commodity. And that's one of those things that we never do. We waited too long with DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus Ware, the year before, if we had tried to make a trade, we could have gotten a king's ransom. Oh, my goodness. Adrian Collins. Oh, well, Adrian, I appreciate that. And any of you guys that are going to be at the draft, we're going to be letting everybody know where we are. It is a Joe Boo open party meet and greet. So I'm hoping to actually meet a lot of you fans, get you guys on camera, get your thoughts on what we're doing in the draft or what they should be doing in the draft and so on. So this is going to be, for me, the ultimate. I shared with you guys how much I enjoy, meeting you guys, getting you on camera, hearing a little bit of your stories and things like that, that this is kind of like my dream come true. And to be able to be driving down there with my boys, it's going to be incredible. But the Giants, I think, aren't done getting rid of guys. I think they might end up getting rid of Eli Manning. You could trade him and get something. And I'm going to say this one, and any Giant fans that are out there are going to cuss me out, but I got to tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if Odell Beckham got traded. Here's the thing. He's a pain in the ass. He's forever in the news for all the wrong stuff. There's probably a frivolous lawsuit. But there's a case today about him being sued for $15 million. 2 weeks ago, it was him, in a hotel room with a cigarette and a woman chopping up some baking soda. Or he's putting his fist through a wall, or he's crying outside, or he's making out with a kicking net or getting his butt kicked by a kicking net. And wants to be the highest paid player in the NFL. Michael should be recording over here because he's cracking up right now. Mike,
Who's the quarterback for the 49ers?
Garoppolo.
Yeah, he's not going to make any more. He's not going to make more than Garoppolo.
So you might want to trade him. Mike, you're into the drawing too. You might want to trade him, get some draft picks, and you should be able to get some high draft picks for him. Save some money and not have to worry about him down the road. That's using your commodity. And that's where we can be looking at a Cole Beasley. I can guarantee you there's some teams that would trade for him. You're not going to get a number 1 or a number 2, but if you're getting a 3rd or 4th round draft pick, you might want to consider that. You save some money so you can bring in another player, and we're talking about a position where you've got a lot of guys. You got too many, and that's where you are with him. Dez at the moment is not in jeopardy. He's not, okay? Herns is great. He's a good number 2, but he's not ready to be a number 1. We don't have anybody else that's a number 1, and you could kind of argue that Dez may not still really be a number 1, but I like what I'm hearing from Dez Bryant. Next month he's starting to work out with the route running coach. He wants to get better at what he's doing. Love hearing that. And he's posting on Instagram to a Dak Prescott video, basically saying, you're the leader, you're the guy, I'm all in behind you and everything else. So if there was a beef before between those guys, it's not there anymore. Well, that's my quarterback. That's my teammate.
Without the cry. Without the cry.
What's happening, my man?
Without the cry.
What it do? What it do?
What it do? What it do? Man, you keep forgetting to put this thing off a portrait, man, into a landscape. Cold Milk 72, appreciate that. You are entered into the drawing. So tell me, what did you think when you first heard that Alan Hurns was signed?
I was actually shocked because they had just signed Deonte Thompson. So I was like, okay, so now we got two of them. So I was scared because I was like, what does this mean for Dez? That was my first thought immediately.
Well, that's what I was just talking about there. Everybody, this is my man Irvin. And guys, I don't know if you haven't come out from under the rock, check out his channel and make sure you subscribe to it, man. He is another one of the great people that are working with me and stuff to try and bring you the best coverage here on YouTube. And actually, I got the light on you. We're working hard to try and bring you best coverage. He's going to be going with us on the draft tour where we're going to be broadcasting the whole way. So I don't care if it's 4 a.m. and you want to hear football. Hey, we're going to be talking about it the whole way. So
we got 5 weeks, brother.
So I was talking to Foots, and I was saying that we now have a logjam at wide receiver.
We do. And I'm actually going to do a video about this, too, after I'm done with you.
Okay.
Basically explaining a little bit what I'm about to say now. So my whole thing is this. Right now, okay, so we have 7 wide receivers at the current moment. Okay. Everybody keeps forgetting about Noah Brown.
Yeah. Noah Brown, who is dirt cheap.
Who is going to be the odd man out? That is the question. That's the golden question right now. Who's going to be the odd man out? Because I know they're going to keep 6, but they're not going to keep 7.
Yeah. Well, my theory
now,
go ahead.
What they could do is if Cole Beasley so happens to not if they don't do anything as far as getting rid of any of the players, I don't know if Noah Brown still has practice squad eligibility, and if he does, that's an option.
Okay.
That's the only other, either that or they're getting rid of Cole. I really like all of our wide receivers, I really do. But if I had to make a choice for somebody to leave, I would say Cole, only because we have 2 guys that are the same.
Well, here's Adrian Williams. Thank you very much for the super chat, man. You are entered in our drawing. Jackie, how are you doing tonight? What I was saying is you got to look at your players not only as the bottom line is what they cost. You also have to look at them as what can I bring in for him? And I look at Cole Beasley and think that you might be able to trade him. You might be able to trade Terrence Williams, but I'm not so sure that you're going to get very much for him. Terrence,
you think Seattle will take him in a 5th round?
That's an interesting thought because they were trying to get. He was here with the Redskins. Oh God, former quarterback that was with the Browns, Terrell Pryor. I lost my man. They were trying to get Terrell Pryor.
Yeah,
okay, you still there? Okay. Let me pull this back down so you can actually see me here. They were trying to get Terrell Pryor and missed on him. So they definitely have a need for a wide receiver as well as draft picks. So that could be interesting. And I know we're mentioning Earl Thomas, and everybody's going to start saying I'm clickbaiting every time I mention Earl Thomas. But, people have been saying, and from the Seattle Seahawks, that they've had multiple teams talking to them about Earl Thomas. They are saying they want a number 1. That's too much.
They're not going to get – nobody's going to give up a number 1 for Earl Thomas, especially because he had injury history and because of his age. Nobody's going to do that. Teams are going to be like, well, if I'm going to give him first, I'm going to go get a safety in a draft.
I mean, exactly. Exactly. Joseph Lopez, what about sending Cole Beasley in a 4th round pick to Seattle for Earl Thomas?
Do they need a wide receiver?
I was saying him in a 5th, but
you've got extra picks in there because here's the reality. Thank you, Joseph, and we're adding you to the drawing as well. We've got some picks and stuff that we're going to have too many picks to be able to put everybody on the team. So either you're going to package some of those up and try and move up, a little bit higher and get a better player, or like you said, if you can pull that off, if you're going to lose, if you've got to get rid of a guy, why not get rid of a guy and try and bring somebody else? To me, it's worth the shot. I think he's going to be traded somehow, some way before the draft.
Yeah, and I Seattle, because they lost Paul Richardson to the Redskins, so they need a third wide receiver at this point. Because I don't think they signed anybody else since they lost him, did they?
No, not yet. The Hodgkin's forgotten brother. Exactly. No one wants Dez. Nobody's going to want Dez for that contract. You can't. That's where people are like, oh, well, you can trade Dez. Nobody's going to trade for a $16 million, contract on there. Sorry. No,
No.
that's just way too much. They'll wait for you to cut him and try and sign him to a team-friendly contract. That was the problem we had with Tony Romo. Nobody was going to trade for that contract. It's hard to trade guys. You look at what guys are getting. I'm amazed at some of the, you think that some are going to get a little bit better than that, which makes us look pretty stupid when we made that Roy Williams trade years ago.
Yeah, and see, that was the reason why I said we need to keep Dez because, again, he is, and a lot of people give me shit for this, but like I said, Dez is still our number one. Allen Hurns, both him and Deonte Thompson, to me, they're not number one receivers. They're great supporting cast, but on this team, they wouldn't be a number one. Dez has been here. He knows the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get those guys are good enough to take some of the pressure off of Dez, too. So there's no more of that trying to double team him bull crap because they're not going to be able to do that because now you got to check Allen Hurns, and then you got a speedster with Thompson. So you pick your poison. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, what would help everybody out on the offense is maybe if we actually changed it up a little bit. If we ran Dez more than three different routes, maybe we put him in the slot from time to time just to give people a different look and give them something else to think about. So, hopefully, man, I don't know if we had a fan out there who was talking about Jason Garrett has been here since he was in the 4th grade, and that got me thinking about all of the things that have happened in the time that Jason Garrett has been here, yet we've been seeing basically the same freaking offense. This has to be the put up or shut up, the shit or get off the toilet year for Jason Garrett.
I agree, and like I said, no coach I've never seen a coach play through his contract. They either up it or they re-up. They either re-up or they fire.
Exactly. You don't have a I'm on the last year of my deal. Nobody makes you're a lame coach. They're not going to do that. So he's either getting extension at the end of the year or he's getting canned. But at this point, like I said, man, MySpace was still hot when he got hired. Okay, MySpace, everybody. Let me say it again. The iPod wasn't out. Excuse me. The iPhone wasn't even out when Jason Garrett was hired. Okay.
No.
So it's been long enough. This has got to be it. My Cowboys family, I won't do Mark wrong on his channel like that, even with proof I have. Still won't stroll down to that level around. Okay, hey, if you got some proof on me or something, please. Truth hurts deal. Okay. Ask around, though. All right, well, you say you won't do me like that. Seems like you did kind of do me like that, but that's all good. What I believe he's actually referring to was I had gotten a tip from a friend down there about the Cowboys talking to Seattle, which we all know they have been talking to Seattle, and that they were actually
still talking about that?
Well, that's apparently, I've been known as, people have been calling me Mr. Clickbait and all that, and saying I'm a liar and stuff like that. You know what? I love that Ian Rappaport gets everything wrong and all that, but I don't know that they're calling him a liar and anything else.
But there was truth to that. How was it clickbait?
Well,
I'm not understanding.
Some people, you know how it is. People either love you or they hate you, one way or the other. So, I'm fine. Seriously, the good thing is there's a lot of YouTube channels out there. When I grew up, there was no YouTube when I grew up. We had ABC, NBC, Fox, and CBS, and Channel 20.
That's all you had.
So that's all we had. So that's the only thing we could watch. The great thing about YouTube is there are literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of channels. So if people don't agree with me, and I don't expect people to agree with me and don't like what I'm doing, you know what they can do? They can actually click on another channel. So,
Yeah.
I'm okay. And I'm okay if and like I said, I know not everybody's gonna like what I do and things like that, and that's good. Um, it is what it is. So let me move on because I ain't got time for that nonsense. We need to talk about our Dallas Cowboys. So
Let's do it.
the Cowboys have truly focused in right now on the offense. Tackle. We brought in 2 tackles. One of them re-signed back with New England. We don't know about the other one. We brought in wide receivers, and we got a
Yeah.
fullback. Question is, what about my poor defense?
Again, we just spoke on that. We need that Earl Thomas in there. I mean, everybody else I believe we could get in the draft, but we need Earl. We need somebody, either him or somebody. Is Vaccaro still out there?
Yes, he is still out there.
I don't know how much he's going to be, but we definitely need some veteran presence out there. I mean, just can't have a backfield with a bunch of young DBs. Don't get me wrong, they're going to be awesome, but like I was telling you before, with somebody like Earl Thomas back there leading them, like
Yeah,
I said, especially with some of the changes that's going to be made on the defense, it's
right.
imperative that we have that veteran back there.
Well, the big question is, with us signing the 2 receivers, you think that's going to change what we're looking at as far as the draft goes?
Well, that all depends on what our money's looking like, what they're still going to do as far as restructuring and moving money around, because that's what they do. Um, I know as far as wide receiver, uh, you could say goodbye to Calvin Ridley because that's not going to happen. Now, if we don't get that offensive lineman, if we don't get Fleming, we got to get that in the draft.
Um, I'm
Still
not.
need a
You
defensive
know what?
tackle,
Though?
and
Israel,
we still need a linebacker.
Israel Reeves and West Virginia Country Boy, thank you for the super chat. You're in the drawing as well. Israel Reeves says, "How about if we send a 5th and a 6th round and Williams for Earl Thomas?"
No,
Too much?
it's got to be Cole Beasley because everybody keeps wanting to get rid of T. Will, and they've been saying that in my comments too on my
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you free? I think you froze up on me.
page too. I understand how y'all feel about. Can you hear?
Yeah, you're kind of freezing up a little bit there.
Yeah, sorry, someone called me. No, what I was saying was everybody keeps saying T. Will's a bum, this and that, blah blah blah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing is this: T. Will is a great blocker in
Yeah.
this offense. I mean, a lot of those runs that if you look in once Zeke got past that second level, I mean, those blocks downfield, that was T. Will. You know what I mean? Like everybody quick to forget that. Okay, just because he didn't score a touchdown this year, that he's automatically a bum. I mean, like he
Right.
does a lot of other things on this team, and we quickly forget that. Like, yeah, he has brain fart sometimes,
Yeah.
but he does make good plays. And at the end of the day, I still think that he needs to be on this team. Now, if you're gonna get rid of somebody, you have 2 players like Cole Beasley already on the squad, so you're not gonna get rid of Switz because he's still on his rookie contract. So the only other guy is Cole at this point.
Yeah.
And plus, he will have guaranteed money on his contract. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, well, Triple Cowboys, Demario Davis actually signed with New Orleans for a 3-year, $24 million contract. Man, that was, we're talking peanuts on that one in comparison to what some of these guys are getting, and that would have been a great ad. But, we'll have to wait and see on that one. See what we do as far as that goes.
What other linebacker out there in free agency would you like? Is the question.
Well, Navarro Bowman is still out there, and there's been some interest. The Cowboys have been interested in him. That would be a short-term stopgap measure and stuff. The thing that, if we could plug one other position, I mean, we keep talking about Earl Thomas, but Earl Thomas is, who knows? If we got an Earl Thomas, or if we ended up getting a tackle, and get that out of the way, then we're in a position just to basically draft the best player that's out there. Be it if Vita Vea somehow slipped our way, be it if it were a safety, be it if it was wide receiver, whatever. It would open up the draft that much more where we could actually say, okay, we can wheel and deal, and maybe even, here's where it gets crazy. if you can plug up, hypothetically, let's say this. Let's say the Cowboys traded Terrence Williams or Cole Beasley or somehow got Earl Thomas. Let's just say that. Somehow the Cowboys got Earl Thomas. What if they ended up taking their number one and their third and moved up and made a move to get Vita Vea?
You may not have to move for Veda.
I think the Redskins.
The only people,
if he's sitting there with the Redskins will take him. The Redskins need a beast, without a doubt, in the middle.
But in that case, the Redskins are what, like 3 picks before? I mean, you really don't have to go up that far.
I think they're 13th.
Okay.
Alvin.
Now, if you're gonna move up, forget all of that. Just go. If you're gonna move up, you might as well just call the Hogs and just go ahead and just go get Derwin James or Roquan.
Well,
I mean, if you're gonna move up,
that's what Alvin G's saying. How about we trade up and get Derwin? Yeah, but
if they're gonna trade up, those are gonna be the options. I mean, that's it, and that's all. They're not gonna trade up for anybody else. I don't think.
Again, if they can plug one other hole, if they can get an Earl Thomas or something, or get a viable offensive lineman, I'd be okay with them trading up and doing that, because now all of a sudden now you got your wide receivers looking better. You got your offensive line now together because you can run the ball, which is going to make the difference as far as Zeke Elliott goes. And now we're getting our defense together.
Yeah, and see, as far as free agency too, I also would like them if Fleming hadn't already. I don't think he's signed with anybody else, but if he still signs, I would love that. You know, they keep wanting to flip our offensive lineman around, but you can't keep doing that. It's almost like the team has Tourette's right now. Keep the player where he is so he can develop. Now, I know Lyle can play both of those positions, but, you know, if you're going to put him at a place, if you're going to move him, leave him there.
Right.
So, like I said, if they get Fleming's going to what? He's going to play the right tackle position, so then that's going to move Lyle back to the guard spot. He played well in the guard position. He also said that he was comfortable there. So, I mean, we would be solid if we get that Fleming signed. And in that way, in the draft, like you said, then at that point we can get the best player available. We're not pigeonholed to, you know, get this guy, a specific guy, and then that guy gets taken and our hearts are broken. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Okay, well, we'll see what happens on that one. Oh, boy.
Now this draft is definitely going to be. I mean, you really the way things are moving in free agency, not just with the Cowboys, with the way other teams are moving right now, it is so like you're gonna have to make a mock draft every week because
every week,
at this point, like it's ever changing.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm serious.
On that one. Without a doubt,
it's ever changing.
Yeah.
By the time you get to the draft, it's gonna be so much drama going on in the first round. Like, I mean, people are gonna be glued. Their eyes are gonna be glued to the TV. I mean, it's gonna be crazy.
Well, here's the thing that I'm sitting here thinking. With the draft being in Dallas, you know Jerry Jones is going to make a splash. I'm just sitting there thinking and running my mind that Jerry's going to be doing something wheeling and dealing wise in that first round to really get everybody buzzing, because that's Jerry's house. And after the Super Bowl that was in Dallas, with the snowstorm, the ice storm from hell, and people that got injured around the stadium, the 5,000 temporary seats that they were putting up and weren't able to use because they didn't get a permit on it. He's going to make sure that this thing is off the chain and that the Dallas Cowboys do something big. At least that's my thoughts.
Really think they're going to move up. I mean, because the draft is at their home. I mean, they're going to show off.
Yeah.
You know, Jerry is flashy. He's flashy like that.
I completely
they're going to show off.
Agree.
They're going to be like, oh, y'all think we're boring? Y'all think y'all know what we going to do?
Right.
Let me drop this bombshell right here. Let me move up to like 8 and go ahead and get Derwin. Let me move up to 7 and get Roquan. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna make some moves. We already know that. They're not gonna pick all these players.
Yeah. All right, my man. Tell everybody where to find you.
All right. If y'all haven't already subscribed, your boy E2 Blue. That's E2 capital BLU Entertainment. Follow me. I put up a video earlier today. I'm gonna put one up either tonight or tomorrow. So just follow me, man. I'm speaking real.
There we go.
I keep it real, y'all.
I will see you on Monday night, man, and we'll see if the Cowboys make another move between now and then. All right, man. Have a good weekend.
Oh, all You too, man.
All right, so we're going to do our drawing here real quick for our Lyle Collins T-shirt, and see who gets that. But let me address something right now because my Cowboys family is making sure that he's not throwing me under the bus, but he is talking about it. I had a situation. I was given a tip that turned out not to be right. Did some videos on it, talked about it. Mike Fisher came out and said, that's completely false. Well, actually, it wasn't completely false because the Cowboys were talking with Seattle. Seattle called them, which is part of it. And what I was told is the Cowboys were trying to trade Orlando Scandrick with it. It's not that far-fetched. Mike Fisher ended up tweeting out, there's nothing to that allegation, threw me under the bus. Then a YouTuber went out and basically said, you're a lying N-word. You're a piece of shit. Okay. All right, so cool. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But then I'm sitting here looking at some of this stuff and people that I had gone out of my way to try and work with. Because, see, I'm a positive person. I believe if you make it on top of the mountain, it's your job to bring other people up. And so when I saw Cowboys X Factor saying, I'm not a clickbaiter, that's Mark Holmes, it was kind of like, wait a minute. My Cowboys family, you talked to me about wanting to do a YouTube channel. I talked about your channel. I have done things and so on. And it's kind of like I felt like I was backstabbed. So I commented to him. I was like, would you like to explain this before I, go off on you? Because I was like, damn. Not dodging him, steaming Willie Beeman. I was kind of like, I can't believe it because he wasn't the only one. There's several other YouTubers that I have plugged their channel, even had on this channel, that were turning around and throwing me under the bus. And I since apologized to him and said there's a misunderstanding and so on. So that's what my Cowboys family is on here baiting me about. It's just YouTube. People take it way too serious. But as far as what I do here, I work very hard. I put my time, my effort, and my money into trying to bring you guys the best news on the Dallas Cowboys. Doesn't mean it's always going to be right. And the things that I do are my opinions. Doesn't mean I'm always going to be right. Now, people will say that I'm a clickbaiter and all that. Well, okay, if you think that, well, I'm sorry you think that. It's not intentional. It's trying to bring you some news on the Cowboys. More times than not, I've been right more than I've been wrong. So, like I said, I have since apologized to my Cowboys Cowboys X Factor. I didn't apologize to my Cowboys family. So, with that being said, you came after, I didn't threaten him. When I say go off, as in blast you, how am I going to threaten him and beat him up when I don't even know where he lives, even what state he lives in? Come on, let's be real here. Okay, so this subject we are done with, I hope. Like I said, him and I, well, no, I guess it won't be done. What's happening, my man, John?
What's going on, Mark?
Man, you are dedicated, I see, because for you to be on here knowing that you're going to be leaving at 2 a.m. to go to a wedding, you know what? Here, I'm going to drink this one for the road for you.
Yeah, and my battery is low, so I'm walking right now to go ahead and get the plug.
Okay.
So,
all right, man. How are you feeling? Okay, I've talked to Foots. I've talked to Irwin. How do you feel about what we've done so far now in free agency?
I really like the Allen Hurns signing today, but I think that I think the writing was on the wall for something. And you guys talked about it a little bit earlier, how you might think it's Cole Beasley. And rightfully so. I do think that Cole Beasley right now is on the, He's on the hot seat, I think.
Well, yeah, definitely, without a doubt, Cole Beasley. I think because to me, he's even if you cut him, you get some cash. If you can trade him, you can get cash and maybe get some money in return. Right now, we got a logjam in wide receiver, so I have to agree with you 100%.
Yeah, and I still don't. I'm probably in the minority that still doesn't believe that Dez Bryant is in the clear because it is GM lying season right now. They're
Well,
not going to show you their hand.
well, I agree with you on that. Well, okay. As we sit here right now with what's on the roster, I think that he's safe at the moment. But that doesn't mean that they don't get somebody else in. We know that they tried to bring in Sammy Watkins, which I'm sitting there looking at Sammy Watkins, what he got. I tell you what, I'm much happier that we got Herns. I mean, we're talking 16
Yeah, yeah,
million,
yeah. I'm
16
much
million a
happier
year
we
for
got him
Sammy.
for the price
Okay,
that we did.
we got 6 million for Alan Hearns. So yeah, I'm okay with that. But like I was saying, Des Bryant seems to be quite well refocused on making sure that he is going to be the best he can be.
Because he's afraid to.
You know what? Here's the one thing about Dez Bryant that a lot of fans don't give him credit for. Here's one thing: Dez might give you a bad route here and there, but the guy always gives you 110%. He's never came in camp out of shape. He's going to work absolutely hard. He's going to give you everything he has. I'm going to give him the benefit of that doubt. So
Okay.
it doesn't surprise me that he's working hard in the off season.
All right, one quick second, Michael. I need you to come over here and pick out a name real quick. Sorry, I got into this whole thing. The drama that I've been going through for the last week and stuff.
Yeah.
People are trying to rake me through the coals and trying to make me look, put me in the worst light possible and stuff. So I was dealing with that and forgot to do this drawing. And don't look at it. Come on now. Grab a name. All right. Hopefully it's somebody who's still watching. Who is it? Wizzy Wonka, because I know I just wrote this one. Wizzy Wonka, email me at CowboysMark94. I'll actually post this on my YouTube thing, that YouTube thing that's kind of like Facebook. So Wizzy Wonka is our winner tonight. Email me so I can get you your autographed shirt. Okay, back to our Cowboys. What do you think is going to be the play now that we've got kind of the wide receiver position kind of taken care of? We're definitely in better position, I think, than we were.
Uh-huh.
Which way do you think we go in the draft?
I don't think we can answer that today, but we'll be able to answer that once we get our 30 official visits. Because as you know, that the Cowboys, every other year besides 2007, the guys that come to those official visits in the Dallas days are the guys that they draft. So we just need to take a look at the trend of the official visits. Now, we know that they met with a bunch of receivers at the combine. If you see a bunch of receivers at this official visits day, know that they're interested in still taking a receiver in the draft.
Right. Okay.
So it can go a whole bunch of different ways, but I think that there's really only 4 receivers that are safe on this roster right now, and one of them is obviously the 2 guys that signed, Deonte Thompson, Alan Hurns. I believe the rookies or the sophomores are safe with Switzer and Noah Brown, but everybody else, T. Will, even though it wouldn't save you much, Beasley and Dez still up in the air, and we obviously need a linebacker position as well. So, linebacker, defensive line, we'll see, man. We have no money to really go out and get anybody though.
If they really want to, they can pull some triggers on some other players like they did with Zach Martin. But I'm at the point of thinking that it's time for us to just make do with what we've got at this point and try and do the best we can with the draft picks and try not to get any deeper in that, because coming up, you've got Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott that you're going to have to pay in a couple of years. And we need to get out of this salary cap situation, because we're fortunate that we're not paying a quarterback. If we were, we'd really be screwed right now. There's no way in the world. You see what, and everybody right now, Aaron Rodgers, Matty Ice, all these guys are redoing their contract. So that's going to put this thing even higher by the time Dak Prescott gets his. So we need to start getting on an even keel now sooner than later. And that's where, when we talk about Dez, if they draft a wide receiver that they think can take his place, you could look at him being a June 1st cut and save that $12.5 million. That's a big chunk of change.
I know.
You
That's
know?
kind of that. I think that's the strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they talked to Dez. No, obviously nothing's changing with his contract, so they put themselves in a position to do that if need be.
Right.
Stephen Jones is one not to be shown up. This has Stephen Jones written all over it.
I think so too. And there still was the rumor from Mike Fisher that somebody in Dallas wants Dez gone.
Yeah, I think that he said that it was Scott Linehan, and I believe that Scott Linehan does have Stephen Jones's ear.
Maybe.
Because Scott Linehan wasn't there when they cut T.O. But this has the same fingerprints all over it. Stephen was there. Jason Garrett was there.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true. He did not go through all of that. Interesting. Sir Wiley, love what you do, man. Question is, your dream linebacker in the draft or free agency? Well, my dream linebacker is already gone, Sir Whitney, and that was Demario Davis, who signed with New Orleans for, $24 million for 3 years. I'm still. That would have been my dream. Who's your dream linebacker in the draft?
I would say Rashaan Evans. I really like Rashaan Evans. What he can bring to our team because he can also rush the passer. I know that a lot of people are talking about Roquan. If we're talking about dream, yeah, it's Roquan. But if we're talking realistic dream it's attainable, I think that Rashaan Evans could definitely be somebody that we could pick up that could day one come in and make a difference.
Well, I think, you know what, at 19, the way it's looking right now, I think we've got an opportunity to get a really great player. There's going to be so many of these guys. It's going to be the question of where are we going to go? At least 4, if not 5 quarterbacks are going to be gone. That's going to mean that there's going to be a lot of really good guys that are going to fall.
Yeah, thank God for the Jets screwing things up, right? Because that just let me know that 2 quarterbacks are going up that high. And somebody's going to have to take a quarterback high, like Lamar Jackson, higher than they want to.
Well, Gary Flores, we ain't paying Dak shit, which is true. But I tell you what, though, Dak's got a whole lot of pressure going on this year, I think, coming into this year, because this is basically his negotiating year for that long-term contract.
Absolutely. And, I've heard on the draft show, if you guys don't tune into that if everybody's gone, Lamar Jackson is very much a possibility, which is not out of the question. Like if you just if he's the best player available, I wouldn't be mad at them getting Lamar Jackson. I really wouldn't. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, it kind of does because, like you said, Dak is running up on 1 to 2 years.
Here's the way you look at it too. It's kind of like one of those things that, with the need for quarterbacks, Dak plays well, great. You know what? We got a guy we can trade.
Exactly. That was the point.
And you're seeing what like Alex Smith got at as old as he is, and you're looking around and seeing that Sam Bradford picked up $20 million, and he hasn't made it through a full season since when? And played, 3/4 of a game last year?
Yeah.
So teams are hungry for quarterbacks, so,
Because it's not like – because if you look at it, Dak was was he a 4th round pick? He was a 4th round pick, right?
Draft pick,
so
yes.
You're not really losing anything if you draft a quarterback because he's just a 4th round pick.
Yeah, that's true.
So so it's like it's weird, but like when I was brought to proposition, I was like, you know what, that could happen. I doubt it's gonna happen. I wouldn't want that to happen, but it could.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting. Are you about ready for the draft? Because we've got a little over a month, man, and we're going to be on the road. Well, no, you're flying.
And I smell that Texas air, the briskets, all that stuff already, man. Yeah, I'm ready for the draft.
Man, I'm ready for the season to get here, man. Oh, flip. It's only the end of March, man. Football season can't get here soon enough. Now, I'm going to ask you one other question here before we get out of here tonight.
Okay.
You heard about Martellus Bennett is actually retiring.
Okay.
His brother, did you hear about his brother that there's a felony warrant out for him for pushing a woman in a wheelchair at the Super Bowl?
No. elderly.
Yeah, I heard
Okay.
about the warrant. I haven't really read up on it yet. I mean, I don't know. I just find it a little bit, quite a bit of a coincidence after he just signed with Philadelphia.
Well,
The story had
okay.
been out a while. You know, he's very proactive and with the
Okay.
he was with the
Well,
protests
well,
and with the
be that
league.
okay.
Like,
Be that as it may, I agree.
it
Okay,
surprised me.
but here we have Zay Jones. I know you heard about that situation.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Okay, no charges are being brought up against him. Okay, for those of you guys don't know, he was in L.A. wide receiver in L.A. 30th floor of an apartment building and got into a fight with I think his brother or somebody, and he was out caught on TMZ butt naked, put his foot
But naked.
butt naked, okay, put his foot through glass. There's blood all over the hallway and everything else, okay? We got Odell a couple weeks ago, you know, with the cigarette and all that, and it's probably a frivolous suit, but there's a $15 million lawsuit against him for not paying somebody. We had Wild Man in New York who went the wrong way in the tunnel and stuff. And I'm hearing all of these crazy things out here where there's photographic evidence. Has the NFL CSI shut down?
Apparently they have. You know, those are the same guys that, you know, oh, I know what's happening. Jerry Jones's fine money is paying all those situations off, right?
You know, I'm just sitting here thinking about we had a year-long investigation against Zeke Elliott, okay? There was Jarvis Landry. We saw him pushing his baby's mama in the car and everything else. What happened to all the investigations for all that stuff?
I don't know, man. I guess they're all investigating Trump now. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? Who
Okay.
knows?
Well, I just find it kind of interesting that we have all of these people that are, you know, getting in trouble, but TMZ is still following Zeke Elliott shopping for shoes. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy on that situation. And there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Have you worked on another? Do you have another one of your guys for tonight? One of your 261 on your breakdown?
Actually, I don't have one tonight, but I did do a video of the my top five receivers in this draft, and it's actually weird because I had the Allen Hurns video ready because I just knew we were going to sign him, but I also had the my top five in this draft, which is number 5 was James Washington out of Oklahoma State. Reminds me a lot of Dez, so they definitely could get him at number 50, which you wouldn't be missing much. Number 4 is Christian Kirk out of Texas A&M.
Oh yeah.
Number 3, Anthony Miller out of Memphis, and number 2 was DJ Moore out of Maryland, who they coined him as the next Steve Smith. And number 1 was Calvin Ridley. So you guys, when you get a chance, make sure you check that out. I just posted it today. A lot of people have been giving feedback on it so far.
All right, man, that's fantastic. All right, I know you got to get up early and stuff like that. I'm going to let you get out of here, and I'm going to show everybody some clips of our newest Dallas Cowboy player. Listen, if you guys have not subscribed to it, understand there are a lot of great YouTubers. You may not like me and things like that. Don't worry, there are a lot of Dallas Cowboy bloggers out there, as all the Eagle fans know. Check them out. Give them some love. I mean, it's not just me. It's not just my man over here, John. It's not even DMV Blue. It's Shango. It's Law Nation. It's Cowboys X Factor. It's Space Cowboy. It's even my Cowboy family. There's a flavor out there somewhere for you. So find that one, hang out, and show them support. But tell everybody where to find you, my man.
All right, find me at DMV Dallas Cowboys. I've been bringing the fire. So let me know,
That he
man.
has,
Come by,
man.
debate. Let's talk.
All right, man. And here, let me show you guys a little clip of our latest Dallas Cowboy player. All right. Okay, my man.
You know it's ET Blue Entertainment, not DMV.
All right. I'm going to get Michael in here real quick. Have
Okay.
a great trip. Push that back.
Which way is this thing swinging?
All right, man. So that is our latest guy that we have. I'm actually excited as can be to actually have him on the team. The Zeke Parallel Experience. I appreciate the super chat. And there was one other one there while we were there. Everybody, this is actually my son, Michael Anthony Fitness. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing pretty good.
Man, you went off. Was it yesterday you went off?
Yeah, it was yesterday on my way to the gym.
Tell everybody what you were going off about. And I actually feel bad because, see, I've seen the Cowboys win Super Bowls.
I was going off because I haven't actually experienced the Dallas Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. I was alive the last three, but I was too little to remember.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, I'm hoping and praying that sometime before I leave up out of here that we do see our Dallas Cowboys.
It's not going to be this year.
You know, and going back, like I said, when Jason Garrett was hired by the Dallas Cowboys, George Bush was still president of the United States. The housing bubble had just begun. MySpace was bigger than Facebook. You were still in high school.
Yeah, my senior year.
The last time they won a Super Bowl, your sister was just getting out of diapers. You were in kindergarten. It is beyond time
That's right.
for our Dallas Cowboys to get back there.
But I don't think it's going to happen with Jerry Jones going off the NFL and all that.
Brian SoCal, thank you for the super chat. We're entering you in the drawing, as well as the Zeke Parallel Experience. Thank you guys. Hopefully, you guys are going to be able to join us for the draft. Now, Michael, you're going to be going on the trip with us. Are you excited about going on the trip?
I'm excited.
I tell you what, I can't wait to get there. You know, the Cowboys are going to make sure they make. You remember how much fun we had in Philadelphia?
I had the most fun I had was when the Eagle fans were chanting, "Dallas sucks."
And
when we were on TV.
How about them Cowboys?
And when we got on
That was
TV.
fun.
And we got on TV.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that we end up finding some future Hall of Famers at this draft.
I hope
And
so, too.
Hopefully, we find some guys that are going to be impactful ones.
We got 10 picks, so we should be able to get a couple of solid guys.
Well, hopefully. Tell everybody about your channel and where they can find you, too.
So you can find me at Michael Anthony Fitness on YouTube. And my YouTube channel is still going, transitioning, because now I'm actually starting to talk about some Dallas Cowboys stuff. But we're still doing the Try Not to Laugh challenges, and we're also doing a Madden subscriber league. And I'm waiting for the belt to come in the mail, and when that comes in the mail, I'll be doing a live stream the same day, unboxing for you guys.
Pedro, pagers were out by then, but Blackberries were definitely in. Okay, yeah. But Jason Garrett has been here for a long time.
Too long.
And I'm hoping that his feet are actually at put to the fire right now, and he comes out swinging.
He better.
And gives it all, and tries every tool in the toolbox, so to speak, because you're fighting for your job now. And it's beyond time for us Cowboy fans to have some glory. I am sick and tired of listening to all of these damn Eagles. Oh, my God. Please, Lord, please have them have a bad year next year, because I can't take it if they play well again.
Yeah, but they're still going to be talking. Even if they have bad news, they'll still be talking about that. It's gonna be bad either way.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Well, guys, as always, I want to thank every single one of you guys that support the channel, even you ones that are trolls that come in and tell me that I'm an idiot, that I'm old, and I can't disagree with you. But I appreciate all the support and everything else. And like I said, there's lots of great YouTube channels out there. I'm not the only live stream in town. Be sure to check other people out and give us some support. And I'm hoping if you guys are at the draft, if you're going to be in Dallas, please stop by and see us. You're going to get fed. You're going to get your drink on if you're of age. And definitely going to be able to meet some of the other YouTubers and stuff and chat and have a great time. So, guys, have a good weekend. Be safe out there. And I will